Yeah.
Alright.
On go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Alright, cool. Let's go.
Can we get the colour for the big
Yeah,
one?
do we know which colour?
Yes, the winning color is happy yellow.
Yellow. Alright, okay, so as soon as you spawn in, you got to pause and enter the cheat code, which I've got here, because we don't know them. Right, so... Oh, read it. Okay, yeah, so up, right, down, left, up, square, R1, R2, L1, L2, up, left, down, right, up, up. Up, right, down, left, up, square, R1, R2, L1, L2, up, left, down, right, up, up. Alright, okay, yeah, let's go. Alright.
Nice.
So there was a bid war for colors, and this is it. So Alright, so immediately off the bat here, just there, Saboom did what we call a double jump. And that's an unintended movement technique in this game, which is used throughout the entire run. And essentially, you jump, and as long as you're not holding a direction and you charge, the game doesn't know which way to make your charge go, because you didn't put in a direction, so it just kind of pushes you upwards. And it gives you so much extra height, and it lets you get out of bounds and skip all sorts of things throughout the entire game. So you'll be seeing that everywhere.
There was also a flame charge there, so basically, if you charge through a basket, you get the gem to home into you, whereas if you just flame it while you stood still, then it just falls to the floor. But if you're charging when the flame hits the basket, then you're going to get the gem. That's all
so yeah, you trick the game into thinking that you charged the basket when you actually flamed it. And so it saves like small time, but it builds up throughout the whole run every time you break a basket or something. So this is the 14 talisman category, which is like old any percent before a major skip was found at the end of 2013. So there are 3 homeworlds in this game: Summer Forest, Autumn Plains, and Winter Tundra. Oh,
That's
damn.
unfortunate.
Yeah, so we went for a trick there. But
So this is a proxy. Basically, you're going to cram your hitbox inside a fodder or a object in general, and then if you like twitch and make your hitbox not back to normal by coming out of a charge, then you like get fired out.
That was really good.
Yeah,
just like that.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
So
the basic idea of a proxy is how all proxies work. If you get Spyro stuck in a hitbox or an area that he's not supposed to be in, the game, it's an intended mechanic that the game is supposed to shoot you out to not be in that area anymore, but it's obviously unintended the way it's abused to get serious height and up to areas you're not supposed to get to. So it's used a few times throughout this run. You'll see it, I think, next in Summer Forest. Sunny Beach, rather.
Yeah. Yeah, so as I was saying, that there are 3 homeworlds in this game. This is Summer Forest, the first one. And in the first 2 homeworlds, every level has a talisman at the end. And to get into the first 2 bosses, you need to collect every talisman up to that point. And across the first 2 homeworlds, there are 14 talismans total. So that's why the category is called 14 Talisman. And then in the final homeworld, you can skip into the final boss without the 40 orbs requirement. So this is kind of like any percent, no gulp skip, if anyone's familiar with Spyro 2 runs and the tricks.
What you saw there is what we call nose skips. So there's usually... he sort of just jumped around that idol and basically skipped having to talk to the guide to open that door effectively. It doesn't save a huge amount of time, but it's enough to... It's easy enough, and it's a big enough time save that it's worth going for.
Yeah, it's like a couple of seconds saved. And so something we should mention, because of double jumping, because of being able to jump higher than you're intended, to save memory with this game, since it's a PlayStation 1 game, if the developers didn't expect you to get somewhere, they didn't bother making the walls solid. And lots of walls are like only solid one way as well. So if you can get high enough or you approach something from the back, there's a good chance you can just pass right through it, because they just didn't bother coding in the collision.
Yeah, so you're going to see that in a moment. So usually you'd have to buy swim-off money bags there and then swim through a tunnel to get to the next area.
Oh, we actually
nice.
proxy.
Yeah, that was cool.
But instead, you're just going to jump through this wall to get to the second area of Summer Forest.
Yeah, so that was actually another proxy. I forgot that you go for that one in this route. But yeah, same deal as the one in Idle Springs. This one, you don't actually have to flame it. So all the proxies work different ways. That one, yeah, like I said, you don't have to flame it. All you do is just charge straight into it. It's probably one of the easiest ones in the game to do. But yeah, there's multiple throughout the run that aren't even used. You can proxy off just about almost everything.
Oh, he's going for this, right? Hopefully this works.
Yeah, okay,
nice.
So
okay. So yeah, we don't really know why that works, but if you push yourself up against that that platform that gets pushed out, you can just get clipped right through it, and it allows you to skip behind like all the walls and just get straight to the talisman.
Shoutouts to ESG.
Yeah, our boy ESG Puppet Master finding that trick. Yeah, and also I suppose we should mention, so all the gems that are scattered throughout the levels, they're kind of like a currency. If you played 100%, you would have to collect all of them. But in this category, there are a couple of levels that are locked behind. I think they cost 400 gems each. There are 2 levels. So across this run, he needs to collect 800 gems so that he can open those 2 levels. But apart from that, there are no gems required. You're supposed to pay money bags to learn abilities like swimming or head bash or climbing, but you can get away without those.
Yeah, so usually you'd need swim to get through this level because you're trapped in this cave. But you can actually proxy off this turtle's head to get through a conveniently placed hole in the roof.
This level's the first real big wall in this route. You need a very, very big proxy off this turtle head. Yeah, obviously, because you don't have the swim, you can't swim through the level, but there is a gap, like a big skylight, effectively, above that you can go out of and straight to the end of the level. And yeah, it is quite a big wall. If you don't get almost a perfect proxy, yeah, you have to just keep trying it over and over until you get it, because there's no other way to get to the end of the level unless you buy swim.
Yeah, so we should say that there are several routes for this category, and this is a swimless one, so you don't buy the swimming ability. But like Marta said, this is the first level where you're required to get swim to even get out of this first room, except using this turtle proxy. This is the only way you can get out without swim.
Yeah, so as you can see, you can get a lot of different heights of proxies. And you really do need a very solid one to get up and out of the roof.
Yeah, so he's just charging at the turtle and then jumping so that he lands kind of...
Oh,
nice. Dude, that was nice.
That's a very high one. That lets you actually land on, like, jump over to this ledge.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then fly straight into the Talisman Room.
That was a very, very good
that was
turtle
such a good proxy. Yeah.
Usually to even get on that piece of terrain up there, you need to at least hover up onto there, unless you get the very best of proxies.
Yeah, so even though that was, like, it took several attempts, that's still, like, pretty decent overall. That proxy can completely wall you.
Yeah, it's a common reset point.
Yeah.
This route, like, not many people even do this route.
Yeah, so yeah, like we said, there are a few different routes, and not many people do this one because it requires tricks like that. Like, even if you don't do swimless routes, there are loads of proxies in the run, but they're optional. Like, you can still get through the level without using the proxies, but they're just faster. But in a run like this, where you're required to do the proxies, it kind of puts a lot of people off.
Yeah, so usually you have to pay 400 gems to get into this level, and if you left this level normally, then you'd just get trapped in the level, trapped behind the wall that you usually pay to go down. But because this is the last talisman from the homeworld, then you're going to get teleported to the boss after this level.
Yeah, and so this is the second level that you're required swim to pass through, but again, there are proxies. And so this one should be easier than Turtle. Oh, that was unfortunate. Yeah, and so to respawn the sheep, you have to go far enough away from it. So you just go forwards a bit, so the sheep respawns, and then you can attempt it again.
We have time for any donations?
Yeah, you can we're going for this.
Hang on, yeah, maybe after this proxy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
All right, nice. Yeah, okay, that was good. Yeah.
Good.
So yeah, we can have some donations now.
All right, we have a $1 donation from Martin Forslund, who says, "Will we finally see a waterfall proxy? Boomstone D, boomer later, boomstone D." And we have a $50 anonymous donation who just says, "Thank you." And
Thank
a
you.
$5 donation from Fluffy Delete Unicorn, who says, "Yo, Saboom, the announcers put you on blast about sleeping in the hall in your PJs. SSBM sleep. Good luck, man. Double, trouble, triple, nipple get?"
Yeah, I should mention that the person that gives you the talisman is actually stood right next to you when you're going for sheep proxy, but he doesn't actually give you the talisman unless you press that last button.
Yeah,
So if you were wondering why we didn't just get the talisman straight away, that's why.
Yeah.
It just soft locks the level and you have to exit out and re-enter if you talk to him without pressing that button. Do you want to talk about Crush?
Okay, yeah, so this is the first boss in the run, one at the end of each homeworld. Crush is pretty much an auto-scroller, but there are a few time savers. So he has a bunch of, well, he has a couple of different attacks. So during the first couple of phases, all these pads are blue, and he has this like electric field that comes out at you. And you wanted damage abuse on some of them. Saboom does this fight differently to other people, but it still ends up like the same speed. And so the basic gist is that after each attack, Crush is going to move from one pad to another, and by taking damage and letting him run a few steps away, you can like bring him back to the same pad. So like that, he let Crush damage him, Crush ran away, then he flamed Crush, and now Crush is going to come back to the same pad. And so by doing that, you can minimize like how much time Crush spends walking around.
Yeah, so this fight should look the same every single time if you do it correctly.
And also, Crush's hitbox, like when he comes to slam you down, you can just jump straight up through the club. The club only has collision once it's kind of like on the floor, so you can just jump up through it like that. And then, yeah, these rocks don't even have collision at the end of the fight, so you can just fly in and see Crush dead.
So now we're past most of the proxies that you're going to see for the next while.
Yeah, so surprisingly, the first homeworld is kind of the biggest wall in the route that this that Swim's using.
So this upcoming level is probably the hardest level for beginners, just in terms of platforming. Like, there's no big proxies, but there is a lot of difficult platforming.
This really tests how good your double jump inputs are. There's a lot of hard double jumps in this one that wall a lot of people when they first start learning.
Yeah, Crystal Glacier is a relatively short level, but it has several kind of hard jumps to make. And so this first one, we get to talk about walking double jumps. So before doing that double jump, Saboom kind of walked forwards a few paces, and like I said, for a double jump, you have to be neutral. You can't be holding a direction. So you want to walk forwards, but then you have to stop. But there's like a slight... Oh, that was unfortunate. Yeah, there's a slight period where you can like let Spyro kind of slide forwards. Oh, that's unfortunate.
So basically what he's trying to do here is Spyro up a wall, which is basically rhythmically pressing X and square while you're up against a wall, and you'll gain a bit of height or maintain some. And then followed by a spin hover, which lets you gain a bit of extra height while you hover. And that skips having to pay for this bridge from Moneybags, which saves about 200 gems. There are easier ways to do this.
Oh, that should
Spin
work.
once
Yeah,
it's
okay,
off
that was good. Yeah, nice. Yeah, so like Newen said, we called that the Spyro-Man. I don't even know who came up with the name, but it's like Spider-Man climbing walls, and we thought Spyro, Spider-Man, Spyro-Man.
That's another very hard jump.
Yeah, that's not easy.
That was a good jump. Yeah, so again, instances of things not being solid if you're not expected to get up there. So you just jump up onto the scenery, climb up onto the building, and it's not even solid, so you just drop down and get the talisman.
Yeah, this all skips basically just freeing all the Eskimos. Like that last one, they would have fired a snowball down and opened the gate.
Yeah, there are a bunch of Eskimos trapped in ice. You're supposed to flame them to free them, and then they climb up the hill and roll a snowball down, and it breaks the building open or something. But
so now Saboom's on about 400 gems, so he's ready to pay for Zephyr.
yeah, this is the first level where you need gems. So you can see he's got just over 400, and you need 400 gems to open this level. And so now, up until the last level in this homeworld, that also needs 400 gems to open, so he's going to collect another 400 from now until Shady Oasis.
So the start of this level involves an out of bounds up onto a piece of terrain, and then we skip this large section of the level at the start, because this level's kind of S-shaped almost.
Yeah, that was really nice. Yeah, you're supposed to go all the way around to the right and break open some doors and get in here.
Yeah.
But you can just jump straight across like that.
Not all of that terrain is solid either, so you have to know exactly where the solid terrain is, otherwise you'll just fall through. So.
Another example of the flame charge being used, and then we just use this cannon to break into the Talisman Room.
Yeah, currently there's no known way to skip into this room, so we have to use the cannon to break the door
But
open.
the top isn't solid, we just can't get up high enough.
Yeah, so if someone can find a proxy to get us high enough and get in this building from the top,
Let us know.
that'd be greatly appreciated.
Can we read a few more donations?
Yeah,
go for it.
Go for it.
All right, we've got $5 from Becky Chan, who says, imagine doing your 5th Spyro commentary in 1.5 years and still not running any of the games. Not like this. Anyway, good luck, Saboom, and greetings to your couch, smaller than 3. And an anonymous $10 donation that just says, go, 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 Spyro.
Go, go, go. Yeah,
Alright.
so this level, Skilos Badlands, this is a relatively short level. It's another instance where you're supposed to run kind of all the way around and loop back to near the beginning, but because of double jumping, you can kind of skip straight to the end.
Yeah. I think it's the shortest.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, the split is like 50 seconds long
Yeah.
or something.
Yeah, this and the next level are very short levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you pick up a couple gems on the way, and then double jump straight up here, and this is the end of the level.
Yeah.
And then you get the talisman from here, and that's it. Like, that's the
Yeah.
whole level done.
Hard level.
Yeah, the next level coming up, though, is also incredibly short, but it has a trick or two.
Yeah, it's a bit more challenging than this
Yeah.
one.
So hopefully that goes all right.
This is going to be the last level of the courtyard. After the next level, there's 4 more levels upstairs.
Oh, yeah, yeah. This homeworld is kind of split into... It has a lot of levels in it, and so we kind of break it down into 2. There's this outside section, and then inside the castle. And so this is the last level that's outside. And then we'll see another big skip in this category.
Yeah, so yeah, again, this boat's supposed to be the end of the level, but we can just jump across that. You don't even need to double jump. You can just charge jump and hover onto this wing.
Through that. Yeah, so this is the end of the level, and again, you're supposed to go all the way around.
Yeah, and you're supposed to like light the fires of this ship.
Oh, that was really good. That trick
and
is
the flame
really
charge
hard. And the flame charge. That is
Yeah.
sick.
So basically, if you let go of charge and then press it again, like 1 frame later, you get boosted through a text box further behind the NPC that you were supposed to be talking to, and that lets you get all those gems for free there.
Yeah, it's a really cool technique.
But yeah, usually you have to light the fires on that boat, the boat rises up and you can just like step off it to the talisman.
Yeah.
But using the double jump and a spin hover, you can get up without even...
Yeah, so this trick here, I'm going to let Saboon try and get this first. Okay. Oh, that should have made it. Yeah, so this is kind of the bane of most 14 tally runners who start learning this game, these set of jumps. So essentially for that first jump, you double jump up against the wall and then push yourself to the left, and Spyro kind of slides up the portal because it's slanted, and so he lands on top of it, and we call that ground to portal, and then it's just a series of double jumps with some flops to climb up the arches. And a flop is essentially you double jump, and then you release the charge in the air, and Spyro goes into this falling animation, which is what we call the flop. But while he's in that animation, you can hold up on the D-pad, and it will kind of like push him up and over onto a ledge.
Yeah, it's really powerful, the flop, because in that animation you are unable to bonk. Bonking is like when you're holding charge and Spyro just like rams his head into a wall, you get this bonk animation. Because you're not holding charge, you are unable to bonk, so Spyro is sort of... you can sort of slide him up ledges that he's not supposed to go up. So
Yeah, and all those jumps skip having to buy climb, which is I think 500 gems.
I don't even know how much it is anymore.
Yeah, so the alternative to all those jumps is paying Moneybags 500 gems to learn the climbing ability, and there's a ladder that takes you up to the top. But obviously, collecting 500 gems would just take far too much time.
So the next level is Fracture Hills. It's quite a technical level. There's no like really hard tricks that lose a lot of time, but there's a lot of little optimizations to be made.
Yeah, so the whole thing of this level is that there are 6 satyrs, those guys who are trapped in stone, and you need to free all 6 of them to enter the Talisman Room. And it's strange because you can skip into the Talisman Room without the 6 satyrs, but nothing is loaded in.
Yeah, like the gems are there and you can get them, but they're not visible, and then the talisman giver just doesn't talk to you at all.
Yeah, you can't get the Talisman NPC to give you the
quick skip.
Talisman. Yeah, and so for each of these satyrs,
Nice.
oh, that was nice. Yeah, you can like clip the side of them and like get a quick glide out of it, which saves
Yeah, and
a
like
bit of
there,
time.
you can get a quick skip as well. If you mash correctly, we're not entirely sure how it works, but if you mash correctly, then you can like skip the end of the satyr animation and get a quick, and then get out of the cutscene faster, basically.
Yeah, you can save about half a second on each satyr when you mash through, but no one seems to really know how to do it consistently.
I don't know if anyone's ever gotten all 6.
Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Yeah.
That's all 6 satyrs freed, so now all that's left is to go back to the Talisman Room and get the fawn that we freed inside there.
Yeah. So it's a relatively simple level, but with each of the satyrs having the option for a quick skip is just kind of annoying.
Yeah, it's very easy to deviate from your summer best in this level just because of quick skips.
Yeah, and also
And all the
trying to get
tricky
those, trying to get like the clips and like getting a quick glide out of each one. You can lose a couple seconds very easily.
So usually to get past this door that's coming up, you need 8 orbs, I think it is, but we can just double jump out of the window and then get across to the next 2 levels.
Yeah, so I suppose we should say orbs in this game you get for completing mini games, and they're kind of used to open certain doors and a couple of levels. Like there's a door to the left here, but you can double jump out the window and get around the door.
So this is Mancone. I think it's the first instance where we're actually going to use a power-up, probably the only instance. So we have to kill 2 enemies to activate the power-up at the end of the level. And that's basically just a super fly. We're going to use that to get on top of a volcano later.
Yeah, so like in the first game, Spyro 1, enemies dropped gems, but in this game, they introduced a spirit particle system. So you can see in the top right corner, every time you kill an enemy, they give you a spirit particle, and those are used to power up power-ups. And there's one in this level that you need 2 enemies for. So
Yeah, this isn't intended, by the way. You're supposed to like buy an elevator and go down into the bottom of the volcano and then climb up with climb.
Yeah,
but we just got out of bounds
again,
and land
with
on this
double
bridge.
jump, you can just climb on the scenery, get out of bounds.
This is like a super fly charge. Yeah. Ooh.
Oh,
no.
denied by the rock.
Oh god.
At the rock. Why
There
would
we
you
are.
do
So
this?
yeah, if you like do a double jump input while you're super flying and you like hold down on the D-pad a little bit, then you just get like flown into the
Yeah,
air.
insane height, yeah. So it really is just double jump inputs. You jump and then press square. And you kind of hold down a little bit as well. The controls are inverted, so down pushes you up. Oh, I missed that 10, that's fine.
Yeah, the whole challenge of that level is climbing the volcano with climb and dodging all the rocks, but we can just skip all of that.
Yeah.
Well, except for the rocks in this case, but...
Yeah, so again, Saboom needs
400
gems to open this next level.
But there's plenty scattered around outside this level. Like,
Yeah.
there's just 10 gems all over the place.
Yeah, you can collect a few gems here. That's 4. There's a 10, and then there's another 10 in this
10.
back corner here. So...
Optimal.
Yeah, this is a decent time for donations if you have any for this level.
Yeah, this
kind of an
level's
auto-scroller.
basically auto-scroller.
You
Yeah.
just escort a hippo through the level.
I believe you're a shrewd customer, Spyro.
Guess not.
if
At
we
the
have any
moment, we
donations.
don't have any donations. So,
Come on,
please-
guys,
I'm
where are the
disappointed.
donations
I know,
at?
come on, guys.
Dude, I
Get
see
on
loads
it.
of Spyro people in the chat. Get
Yeah.
donating, guys.
So
Come on.
I think they're just mesmerized by the ride at the moment.
So yeah, basically you're just going to flame or charge these berry bushes, which makes the hippo grow, and then you can knock down these gates for you.
Yeah.
You can actually get to the end of the level very fast, but he's the talisman giver. Like, you can proxy right up out of bounds and get to the end, but
Yeah, it's incredibly annoying. So the challenge of this level is you're supposed to guide this hippo. He's called Shorty. You're supposed to guide him to the end of the level. But we can skip to the end of the level without him. You can proxy off of... There are some peacocks walking around you can proxy off. And you can get yourself proxied by Shorty. If he squashes you against a gate, it can launch you up in the air and you can skip to the end of the level. But he's the guy who gives you the talisman. So
you have to, wait for
guide him
It's an
there.
escort mission, basically.
Yeah, so it's basically an auto-scroller. There's not much you can do in this level.
And towards the end, you can... There's
Oh,
a peacock
yeah,
proxy.
there's a small peacock proxy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, so this level is just kind of like a small mess around for most runners. You just kind of take your time, just pick things up.
You
for the
can
sake
save a bit
it.
of time at the end here by killing this purple guy next to the gate, because for some reason when Short is running past and like flattens him, he slows down a tiny little bit.
Oh, really?
on
I
this
didn't know
run.
that.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I've been running this game for like 3 years. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, so that's the last talisman we're going to get in that run. In this run, that's all 14. Now we're going to get warped to the second boss, and then in the third homeworld, we're just going to break into that boss. Well, we'll pick up a few things first.
Eat rock, Shorty.
So this upcoming boss is the bane
It's
of
a
quite
major pain. Yeah, this is like...
all runners,
a ma-
regardless of ability.
Yeah, a major instance of RNG. Although, like, there's still a lot of player skill involved in this fight. But you'll see during the fight, you have to rely on RNG for certain weapons to be dropped, and like where they drop is also random.
Yes.
Where they drop, how
long
it
egg
takes
to
for them
hatch.
to drop, and it's like
And how long it takes for the egg to hatch.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
basically eggs are going to get dropped, which are going to drop your weapons. On this first phase, it's just going to be barrels, and you try for a double hit, but it's not the end of the world if you don't get it.
Yeah, so Gulp has 10 hit points, and you're like each time you hit Gulp, he launches up in the air and falls down, and when he hits the ground, all the other weapons get destroyed. But if you're quick enough and you have like good item placements, you can get double hits. So Saboom's going to flame these barrels so they're closer to each other, and then he's going to try and get 2 hits before Gulp hits the ground. Like
Nice.
that, yeah. And so the whole idea of this fight is to get 5 double hits.
Yeah. So you skip the bomb phase here, like usually bombs would come down, and you can't get doubles with bombs because of how long it takes them to explode, basically. So we've skipped straight to the rocket phase where you're going to get 2 rockets.
Yeah.
And this is generally a fairly free double, unless you miss a rocket.
Yeah, rockets are pretty good because you can pick one up and just store it.
Yeah, and like the better you get at the game, the risky you can be. You can fire a rocket like very, very early into, and then while it's going through the air, you run over and get the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the idea is like the very first hit is supposed to be a barrel, the second hit is supposed to be a bomb, the third hit is supposed to be a rocket. Because he got 2 hits with the barrels, he skipped straight to the rocket phase. After that, it's a free-for-all. So,
Yeah, anything can drop.
Yeah.
And it's going to be 3 eggs each time now instead of 2 eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like we said, the eggs that drop, what they drop is random, how quickly they drop is random, and where they drop is random.
So you can lose a lot of time
it's-
very quickly in this level.
It's worth pointing out as well, he does not want to take a hit at all. If you have green sparks or lower,
Nice.
Oh, that was
which he
nice,
has
yeah.
now. He got the double hit, but he's now on green sparks, which increases the risk of them dropping chicken,
Yeah.
which obviously gets you health. It's like fodder. But you don't want that because it means you can't hit gold. So
That's a bomb.
yeah.
You can't flame bombs while you've got a rocket in your mouth, unfortunately.
Oh
There's
yeah,
one.
yeah.
There's
So,
the chicken. And
so
there's
that
another
was
bomb.
really unfortunate because he picked up a rocket,
Oh, no.
and
Endless
then
bombs.
yeah, so he was basically banking on the eggs being like a barrel or another rocket, but because he got bombs and a chicken, there was nothing he could do about it. Nice pause. Oh my god, no.
So yeah, it's. Ooh.
Oh, no.
It's okay. Gulp will eventually die. There we are. So yeah,
Nice fight.
Gulp can actually pick up those chickens and regain health if you're slow and let him pick one up.
Yeah.
But that doesn't really happen in
It's so
speedruns
bad when that happens.
once you're not a beginner.
But yeah, so like as you can tell, there's a lot of RNG elements to that fight. But the better you are, the more you play the game, the more you can kind of take risks and kind of figure out. It's like Saboom picked up a rocket, and he knew there were going to be like 2 or 3 other eggs, and there was a decent chance that he could have got a barrel or another rocket.
Not quite.
But
Yeah, that's a penguin proxy. Basically, we're trying to break out of bounds again here. We can do it without this penguin proxy, but this saves a bit of time, about 15 seconds.
Oh, maybe.
Is this it?
Nice.
It's
fine.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's got it. Yeah, so what we're doing here, this is Dragon Shores, and so that portal wasn't loaded in, but in this game, any portal that's not loaded in is stored directly underneath where it should be. So if you can get out of bounds and go underneath where the portal is, you can skip it right in.
This is a pretty hard double jump. You kind of, well, there we are.
Okay, yeah, first try. Yeah.
You basically just wall glide and flop out of bounds over this wall, and then you can get round to the fireball because walls aren't loaded in where you shouldn't be.
And again, power-ups kind of extend underneath, so...
Yeah.
And so this level Dragon Shores, this is supposed to be your reward for beating the game, but there's an infinite fireball power-up, which Saboom just collected. So he now has infinite fireball instead of the regular flame, and that's really useful for the final boss.
Yeah, so this is going to be another instance of the Spyro Man. We're going to mainly use it here to maintain our height, but you do gain a bit of height and you can save a bit of time by landing on a higher part of the track.
That was really good. That was a solid Spyro Man.
So we're coming around here to get the go into the theater, and basically watching this last cutscene gives us all abilities, and we want the swim ability to be able to swim into the Ripto fight.
Yeah, for whatever reason, getting into this theater, it lets you view all the cutscenes of the game. For whatever reason, loading the very last cutscene, which is the Ripto defeated, which is obviously what you get for beating the game, it unlocks all instances of moneybags and just gives you all the abilities. So the swim ability, which you need to get into the final boss.
You don't need it, but there are proxies into the final boss, but it's very, very inconsistent.
They are insanely hard.
Yeah.
Only a few people have ever actually done them in real runs.
Yeah.
So
it's not marathon safe at all, real.
Yeah, so now even though he didn't buy Swim from Moneybags in the first homeworld, he's got the Swim ability because he watched that cutscene.
You'll also notice that he got all his gems back that he'd spent, so now he's on 871 gems rather than 71.
Yeah, right, so this is the big trick. First try, nice.
Right side
how did that work? I don't know, man.
That's a swim in air. Basically, if you swim through a plane but you're not actually in bounds, then you just go through the plane and you're swimming but you're not trapped by a body of water, so you can just swim around in the air.
Yeah, so like swimming in this game, there is no such thing as like a body of water. It's only the surface. And if you pass through the surface, you'll change from not swimming to swimming. And so if you do that, but you're not within like the body of water per se, then you can just swim wherever. And so you go straight into the loading
And
zone.
now he has Fireball. Usually this fight's very RNG. There's a lot of orbs that drop and give you power-ups that you can damage Ripto and Mecha Gulp. But with Fireball, you can just spam them down.
Yeah,
this fight sucks intentionally.
It's so bad
very
intended.
bad.
Yeah, so Hunter drops the orbs, you pick them up, and when you get 3, you get given a power-up. But with Fireball, you just spam circle.
And then this phase is played as intended. You get Fireball for this phase in casual play. So this is just trying to optimize as much as possible, optimize the hits as much as possible. If you turn around when he's coming towards you and like fire like that almost, then you can get like double hits, which save a bit of time.
Yeah.
Time's
so
coming
this
up,
splits, right? Okay. Yeah, so...
And time.
It's time, yeah.
Nice. That was really good. And what we should also say, that was timed RTA, which was like 18 seconds of loads, and then putting in the cheat code as well. We took forever doing that.
So leaderboard timing, that's a 27, which is a very solid marathon run.
Yeah,
Especially with this route.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time going for Turtle as well.
Yeah,
so,
that's a very solid run.
Yeah, so like world record is 25:06 and uses one of the insane proxies to get into Ripto.
Yeah, that saves about 35 seconds.
Yeah, so like considering the route that was used, the fact that we spent ages trying to put the cheat code in, and it was timed RTA, and then the turtle proxy troubles.
Yeah,
that
not
was
a million miles
run.
off 26 if it was a normal run.
Yeah, that was a solid run.
I suppose you have to go now?
Yeah,
stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I just wanted to shout out to my boys holding down the commentary. I got really sick, so
Yeah.
if you notice me like blowing my nose on my shirt or anything, I feel awful. So
Yeah.
I'm happy with how that went.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that was really good. Do we have any shout-outs we want to give?
Shout out to the world record holder Lewis B. Shout out to his lovely lady Kia. That's about it. So thanks for watching.
Wow, thanks.
Yeah,
Sparks, can
cool.
you grab 'em? Let me just type in the new coordinates.
Welcome back, guys. That was a fantastic run of Spyro 2 by Saboon, and good job to his couch for holding down the commentary. It seemed a bit awful, but you wouldn't be able to tell from his gameplay. His gameplay was fantastic. Smashing stuff there by Saboon. So, we're going to be back in just a little bit. We're just going to go to a very quick ad break, and I'll be back. And coming up next will be Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. Don't go anywhere.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7, 8, 10.
15, 1, 9, 76. Nothing's there, rep.
Yo, I can
Hello?
see chat counting with you. So.
Welcome back, guys. Very soon coming up is Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition by Joki. In the meantime, we've got a $5 donation by Anonymous that says, I don't know what to say, so I'm going to just donate. Thanks for the donation anyway.
Which is perfectly fine. You can always donate and say like that, or say something more interesting. Or get us water the plant, because it's a pretty dry plant already. I had to water it this night only once, which was not much.
Yeah, you do not want the plant to die on us, come on. Look at it, it's a glorious thing. Look at it, it looks tropical. It definitely it needs some refreshing, so if you have the money, donate for it. But anyway, I might as well tell you about the next few runs that are coming up. Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition is coming up next.
Yeah, which is a beautiful game.
It is a beautiful game, yeah.
Like
fantastic game. And Ori and the Blind Forest 2 announced as well at E3. That's going to be really, really fun. After that is Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, a 3-way race between a Mustache, Dracodan, and Nim. And then after that is a classic, Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, and 80% No Exploration Glitch by Mutski. So there's a fantastic three trio of games coming up soon.
And sadly then our shift is gone. So we
Yeah.
we have to enjoy from the side then.
Oh yeah, exactly. But there are 3 fantastic runs coming up, which we'll be able to watch. They're all very different runs as well. Ori and Blind Forest is a beautiful game. Sonic Adventure 2 is an absolute. It's the classic.
It gotta go fast.
Gotta go fast. There's a lot of nostalgia for it. It's one of the better 3D Sonic games, although that's not much of a compliment. I mean, after that, Link to the Past, that's just an all-time classic. While we're waiting, we might as well quickly go to a very quick advert about Elgato. Elgato gave us this lovely Stream Deck, which you can see here, and there are donation prizes. I think if you donate a certain amount, then you can win an Elgato Stream Deck as well. It's a fantastic little piece of kit. It's really simple to use once you get the hang of it. So we're going to go to a quick ad for that right now. We'll be right back in a sec.
This is Elgato Stream Deck. Stream Deck is a USB controller that gives the power of a professional broadcast studio to your live streams. With Stream Deck, you can connect with your audience at the touch of a button. You can switch scenes, bring up graphics or dank memes, or even chat with your viewers with a single key press. Stream Deck has 15 LCD keys with the ability to create folders, meaning you can add hundreds of actions to a device that fits in the palm of your hand. Stream Deck is available now at Elgato.com, Amazon, and other retailers, so pick yours up today.
Well, welcome back. We have like a $100 donation. 100 people, yes.
$100.
From Dragon Drake. Luigi's mentioned, then Spyro, and now Ori. You spoil me, ESA, Craigasm.
And you're spoiling us with that $100 donation. Thank you. That is extremely generous. Thank you very, very much
I
for that.
think the plant deserves a shower now for that donation.
Absolutely. Yeah, please do go for it. But the plant still hasn't been named yet. If you want to change its name, then please do go for it. You can see plant now getting a bit of refreshment now. Ori and the Blind Forest is almost ready, I believe. But just finishing setting up now. That'll be coming up very, very soon. Yeah. In the meantime, how are you guys doing in the chat? I can see you guys moving away as usual. Pretty fantastic. Yeah, there's a lot of good runs coming up today. There's a fantastic amount of stuff coming up. After the 3 runs we mentioned, there's a Castlevania block, and then after that there's another run. I have no idea what run's coming up after that, but you guys should definitely tune in for that because I heard it's a pretty good run. I have no idea what it is though. But anyway, yeah, there are some really, really great runs coming up today, and Ori and the Blind Forest is coming up very, very soon. Very, very soon.
Tech is still like kind of struggling a little, but I think they're like
almost ready.
Almost there.
Yeah.
So, do you have a good time at ESA?
Oh yeah, ESA has been fantastic so far. Yeah, ESA is always a load of fun. It's chill, hanging out with people, just playing loads of games, practicing together, doing all sorts.
When is your run?
My run is later today. As you can see by the shot, I'm going to be doing Tekken 5, which I'm really, really, really hyped for. That's going to be a great run. We've been told that Ori and the Blind Forest is ready to go now, so we're going to be throwing it over. Enjoy this run. This is a beautiful game.
Have
Please
fun
do
with
enjoy.
it. Or not. They're still a bit busy.
We were told it was ready?
So, Tech? Okay.
Yeah, they're good to go now. Please enjoy this game. It's fantastic. Ori and the Blind Forest coming up right now.
Hmm? 99.94, which means I miss one cell. No. Well, maybe. Let's see. Yes. Yeah, I'm live. Alright. Do I start the timer myself on this button? Okay, good. Just gonna start and these guys are gonna introduce the game. So, 3, 2, 1.